Hi guys, this is JB and Minot, and these are my pickups for the month of June. Now I know that it's 4 months late, but I had a bit of a job change, so life's been a little bit stressful and I haven't felt like doing videos too much. I've also wanted to take the time to actually play these games a little bit so I can give a better synopsis of them. Hopefully it'll be a decent synopsis, so just let me know when we're done. Anyway, for the month of June, here we go. Soon I'll be doing the ones for July, August, and September. And hopefully it'll be before the end of October I do all these things. Anyway, here we go. Some 3 Wii games I bought real cheap. Tornado Outbreak. This is basically a Katamari Damacy clone, only you're playing as a tornado, and your tornado gets bigger, and it picks up bigger items and whatnot, and it destroys farmlands and stuff like that, and it puts out fires and stuff. It picks up water to put out some fires. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played it. But it's a colorful game. It's from Konami of all places. Usually they're more into action-adventure games. But okay, this game is basically a Marble Madness type clone. You're basically a marble. You can play with a Wii board. I don't have a Wii board. But it's a Marble Madness type game, and of course every cop in the world's chasing somebody. This is the loudest town in the world. It's not even a metropolis, but it's called Vertigo. It's like Marble Madness. This is a great little hidden gem. It's a fun game. It takes place in the 1950s. You're this little kid who's protecting the Earth against Martian invaders. It's played out like a B movie, each chapter. And it's really fun to play. It's a rail shooter, and it's a blast to play. You know, the Wii was lousy with first-person shooters, but I think it could have had more. I'd love to have seen Time Crisis on the Wii. That would be excellent. I would go out and buy that. I hope it comes out on the Switch, and that would be just excellent. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to start with some Nintendo Switch games. These are my Nintendo Switch games for the month of June. I waited until this came out. This was like for 39 bucks at first, but I wasn't going to pay that much for this. Not for an OG game based on a kid's cartoon. I can't remember which network, but it turned out at Target it was 24 bucks. It comes with this little figurine. It's called The Last Kids on Earth and the Staff of Doom. It's a beat 'em up. You can trade from one kid to another. Each of them have their own different abilities. It's a very colorful game. If you're into the cartoon, you might like it. It's from OG. They usually do stuff like that. They love to do their little licensed games. They're kind of like the LJN of the Switch era. I didn't play this game yet. This is the one game I haven't played because I know if I do, it'll get a little bit more involved. And I wouldn't be able to have time to give a good first impression. But Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, Unrelenting Edition. I believe that's the protagonist is a new character, if I'm not mistaken. But these games are always colorful, very complex, very fun to play, very deep. Let's grab these a couple at a time. I paid for 17 bucks for this on GameFly instead of waiting or getting it at Target for 30 bucks. And it's a simple soccer game. It's got a bunch of different modes. Street Power Soccer. And it plays like the 90s. You know how those 90s games, they have that, try to play that funky music in the background and whatnot, with all kinds of graffiti on the walls and stuff. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I believe these were PS2 games at one time, but this gotten really good reviews. So far, the controls are intuitive. Haven't gotten too far into it yet. I never was much into skateboarding when I was a kid. I wish I had, but I could never get into skateboarding or rollerblading. I could never get into that stuff. I was always afraid of falling down. I could ride a bike pretty good, though. But they didn't have really extreme sports when I was a kid that much. They had a little bit, but not much. I grew up in the 80s. It was I grew up just at the cusp of X Games like that. Ark Survival Evolved. You're basically on this deserted island, and it's got full of monsters, and you got to tame them and just survive and craft and whatnot. Destroy All Humans. This is a remake of the classic PS2 game. You're an alien and you're trying to destroy the human race. You got different goals. That's great. I wish they would adapt more. I can think of more PS2 games like Bombardment and Bombastic, and let's see what else. Duel Masters for the PS2. Here's a bunch of different PS2 games I'd love to see adapted for the Nintendo Switch. Half-Life. That would be a great one. Max Payne. Anyway, here's a 3D platformer. You're playing as a kind of a cyber ninja type. Ghost Runner. Now, you got to be really precise when you play this game. I mean, you have to do 2 or 3 things at once. After you jump, you got to instantly slash somebody. My problem with this game is you kind of have to use 2 or 3 buttons to do one thing. That's my main problem with it. Here's a colorful game, a remake of a Master System game. Alex Kidd in the Miracle World. It's a very colorful platformer. It reminds me of Shantae and WayForward games. In fact, I wonder if WayForward has anything to do with this one. I'm not sure. I don't see their logo anywhere. It's from Merge. But it comes with instruction, just like Master System games. It's got a reversible cover. And it comes with a keychain. It's very colorful, very fun so far. Platformer. The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk, the Amulet of Chaos, Chicken Edition. This is a dungeon crawler strategy RPG type game. It comes with bonus DLC. I would enjoy this game a little bit more, but it seems like the menus are a little bit confusing to me. If I can get a handle of the menus, I might be able to enjoy this game more. This is a very fun game. It's kind of a co-op game, but you can play it solo and be just as fun. Very, very Valet. It takes place in this weird planet. The animations are weird, almost claymation, and I guess they're aliens or something. But anyway, it's a great, great game. You're basically parking cars, and you're giving them back to their owners, and you park the cars however way you can think of. You can pop them up onto a building, or you can pile them up on someplace on another car, or whatnot. It's very chaotic physics. It's not very accurate physics, but that's okay. It's fun physics. You don't have to be precise. Kaze and the Wild Masks. This is a pretty good, I can't remember if it's a Metroidvania or if it's just a regular platformer, but you use a bunch of masks to do different things. It's a very fun game though. This is from Limited Run. In fact, the next 3 games are from Limited Run, but I got them at Best Buy. Doom 64. It's a basic port of a 64 game. If you like Doom, you'll like that game. Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time. This is basically a sequel to the Samurai Jack game, cartoon. It's a beat 'em up. It's very fun. Nothing special about it. I mean, nothing tricky about it. Chasm. This is a Metroidvania type game, pixel art. You basically go into this town and you're trying to find all the townspeople for the mayor and collect them and rescue them. It's very run-of-the-mill, and it seems like the monsters always get a free hit on you no matter what you do. Okay, here's a 3D platformer called Blue Fire, and it's also got a bunch of little temple. You're on this mission, on this campaign mode. I forget what he does, but you also go through these little temples, side temples, where you're basically, it's a bunch of mega platformers within each one. My problem with them is if you miss one platform, you have to do the whole thing over again. If you've got 35 platforms and you get 34 and you miss the last one, you got to do the whole thing over again. And it gets kind of frustrating. Sometimes I'm waiting for power-ups, if there are any, to get through the temples. And my main problem with this game is it seems like every platformer you got to hold down a second or third button to get through it. You know, a platformer should be kind of simple. You hold one button to jump. unless you're doing something else, you know, and it's just, it gets kind of frustrating. But if you like that kind of thing, it's a pretty cool game, a beautiful game. Okay, guys, those are my pickups for the month of June. I'm sorry I'm so late with them. Once again, if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe and let me know how you think. And you all take care of yourselves during this time of what seems to be chaos. Make sure you stay in prayer. Make sure you keep in alignment with God. And hopefully I'll come up with more ideas. And God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.